Euro pound here. Okay. So, haven't looked at this in a while. I think it's been probably 4 or 5 days, maybe. Maybe 3 days. I'm not sure. So you can see I had this zone drawn, and price completely broke it, and then rejected, obviously, and completely engulfed the previous day back out of the zone. So, I mean, no trade set up here, no entries, but yeah. So like, I'm trying to see here. So price is bearish. I mean, it's below this moving average still, but this pull up was really odd, and then for price to just completely engulf it backwards. I mean, yeah, sometimes price does weird things, but now we're seeing, so I mean, it still is respecting this area. So I mean, this area is pretty significant. You can see there's lots of previous wicks in it, but you can also see a zone kind of forming here, something like that. So I mean, maybe that was the extent of the, you know, the upwards moves, and now it's going to move down. I'm not sure. I don't really trade euro pound ever, but so it is kind of a foreign currency for me to, currency pair for me to trade. But yeah, that was just kind of a weird position, you know, I guess a weird move for it to make. But so we'll increase this a little bit, a monthly high and our monthly low. This is still the monthly range here, so we'll just move these up a little bit. Okay, that should be good. Move these up to like 86.70, and then we'll see what happens. Yeah, that was just, it's interesting, but I mean, price can always do anything, right? That's the thing about trade, is you mark something out and then it completely, I mean, it still did what I thought. It just overshot it completely. It shot this entire liquidity zone and then completely rejected it. So kind of weird, but whatever. Okay, so getting over that fact, we can see that there is a couple things to consider. So yes, price is below this moving average, so it is overly bearish. From here you can see bull structure, you know, higher high, higher low, but hasn't made a higher high relative to this. So but did make one relative to this little section here. So you can see something like this. So kind of bullish, kind of bearish. I'm still leaning to the downside, the bear side, because price is below this moving average. But want to see price break this area, and then obviously this area too. This is the normal monthly range. It's about I think 250 pips. Yeah, about 250 pips is the normal monthly range. So if this is the high, then this is the low for the month at 84.20. So I mean, that's still within reason. If this starts breaking, I mean, you can see this bearish engulfing candle here was pretty significant. So you know, that could have been the high for the month for sure. And then, you know, price just keeps breaking these areas as more momentum comes into the second half of the month. As far as a short position, I mean, obviously I need to see price break below this moving average, which is currently above this 4-hour moving average, and I need to see more bearish structure. So let's pretend this is the high for the month. You know, I need price to break this moving average, break this zone would be nice as well. Right at 86 level. I'm actually going to mark that out because that is significant. There's this 86 level. Come on. Oops. Right there. So I need that to break and hold below that. And then might be considering some short positions, but yeah, so you need price to come down from this, let's say pretend it's the high of the month, 867, come down, break this zone, retest it, you know, some sort of retest in this area. Kind of, you're basically retesting these bottom wicks here of these candles on this 4-hour time frame. So some sort of retest and then a possible short entry, but you need the bear structure to really present itself. So lower highs, lower lows, and then yeah, break below this 4-hour moving average, break and hold this 1-hour moving average, which it already has, so that's a good sign. But I definitely need to see it from the other time frames as well. I need it to break this area here. This is basically this candle here. Oh, sorry, this one. This candle here. Going to highlight it here. Right here. This candle is the beginning of the month. So beginning of August, basically price came into the zone, completely rejected, shot up, super bullish engulfing here. So this is a heavy zone. This is a very supportive zone here, right at this 85.5 level. So we need that to break. And you know, price might be on its way there now, especially if it breaks this little area. This is kind of the only real support area I see in between these two zones. So, you know, we need price at the very least to retest this area. And then I think, you know, there's just a lot of support here for, you know, this, for Euro Pound here. It's just like this little bottom section here. You can just see there's just a ton of resistance, but once it breaks these areas, then, you know, 84.2 is definitely within sight. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of just taking its time. It hasn't moved much this month. I mean, it moved from 85.5 to basically 86.5. It only moved 100 pips up the first 2 weeks of the month. So, but you can see some bearish momentum definitely coming into the market here with these two candles. We'll see how today closes. Maybe today closes below 86 here. I'm going to actually mark this here. Oops. See if price closes below this 86 level, and then might be looking for a short position in a few days time frame here, maybe maybe looking for the kind of end of the month, the last week of the month. We'll just have to see how price, you know, what it does once it breaks these areas here, if it even breaks these areas. I mean, it might find some resistance and some support, I guess, here at this 86 level, and then start making its way, you know, back up kind of thing. So we really don't know yet with Euro Pound. It's kind of this pair is kind of all over the place in my opinion. It is bearish, but it's kind of flat too. It's really struggling to break these areas, but it's not really breaking higher either. So on both sides, the upside and the downside, it's kind of being held. So yeah, don't have much on Euro Pound for right now. We'll just have to see what it does if it breaks that 86 level, and then we will go from there.